And with me, I have two guests. I have Karen White. She's the executive director of Saratoga Therapeutic Equestrian Program, STEP, right?
Right.
And then with her, she's brought a volunteer and also a member of the board of directors, Teresa Benosky. Did I say that correctly? Correct. And we're going to find out more about their program. And she was amazing because she sent lots of photographs. So we're going to find out really what you're doing when we see those photos.
Okay.
What do you do? And what's hippotherapy?
Hippotherapy is the use of the horse as a treatment strategy by professionals, occupational, physical therapy, speech-language pathologists, and we actually use it to help improve functional ability in children and adults with all types of disorders and development.
Is that right? Yeah. It's an amazing program because it brings, such a large animal. I mean, usually it's a dog or a cat, therapy. But we're talking about a large animal that a child has to equate to.
Right.
And I mean, that's amazing. Can we see some of the photos? Because maybe we can talk through the photos and get a feel for what, here we go.
Yes, some of the children that participate with us are diagnosed with forms of autism on the autism spectrum.
And they have trouble communicating.
Definitely. There's also communication, but one thing that people fail to realize is that autism also affects the cerebellum, which that part of the brain that helps with coordination,
And of horses work.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Right. And the problem with horses is that they're so large that people are scared of them.
Exactly.
But the interesting thing about it is that most children are able to overcome that fear because they trust us and they're willing to do these activities. And the horses
And look at them, they look so great on it. It looks like you've got a beautiful area there, too.
We do. We have an indoor riding arena which allows us to ride in basically most inclement weather, except for high winds and tornadoes.
Sure. Oh, let's hope.
And a lot of the activities that we do incorporate not only hippotherapy, which is the treatment principles, but also the Step Up program, which we teach riding skills. And some of our children go on to be competitors in the Special Olympics.
So from being therapeutic,
correct,
it turns out that they become one with a horse.
Right. Well, that's the reason for doing hippotherapy is it functional? What's the efficacy?
You use physical therapists and you use occupational.
Correct.
You use a lot of, it's not just kind of like random. You really...
No. I, as a physical therapist, and our speech and OT occupational therapists evaluate. We do progress notes, we reevaluate. I mean, it's traditional physical therapy, but we're using the horse as a treatment strategy.
Fascinating. Now, you're on the board. How long have you been on the board?
About 3 or 4 years now.
And
I
how
started
did you get
as a
involved?
volunteer, saw a little ad in the Glenville Weekly and decided to check it out, and I really like horses, so I went over and decided it was a very worthwhile program, and it's been working at it ever since. I'm there
It's
2 days a week.
amazing when you think about kids and horses, and I mean, what a great...
Well, a lot of the nice thing too is a lot of these horses were also rescues. They would have fulfilled their purpose in some people's minds, but they actually
They've
were
got so
wonderful
much
in
more to give.
They do, and they're wonderful in the program.
And they're gentle.
They're very gentle.
They
know
really,
who's on their back.
Yeah.
And they take care of the kids.
Yeah, that brings all the, I got your back, right?
Yep, exactly.
Right. How do people get involved with this? Maybe someone's watching and said, I think my grandchild could probably benefit from something like this. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, we have a website, and that's...
and we'll be putting that up right there.
And telephone.
Okay.
And all they have to do is give us a call. Contact us either through email or via the phone. And then we set them up for a tour. People come out, even volunteers. They come out for a tour first to see whether or not the program...
It's a good fit.
Correct. Because the main thing is that we want to make sure that we're going to be productive in what we do. And also, too, the fact that because of the HIPAA laws, we try to protect the privacy of the clients that are riding, and also we try to also make it a very home-like atmosphere. And you want to have people that really want to be there, but they also contribute to your program.
I imagine every kid that gets on that horse is just, like you say, so excited to be,
We, at STEP, every day we see miracles.
Yeah.
Just recently, Saturday, we had a miracle happen in front of our volunteers. We have volunteers from Alpha Phi Omega and RPI in Troy,
good.
And the brothers came out to help me because they knew I was desperate for volunteers. And then I had my Niskayuna kids that came over and my Scotia Glenville Give kids, and we were all working with one particular nonverbal autistic child. And we worked for about 50 minutes with this child, and we were starting to get some humming and some verbalization, and he was getting away from his fear of moving off a stable base. We got him off a Bert, and we'd go 1, 2, 3, go Bert, and this is how we would walk on. And when we finally dismounted, he stood up, all 4 years old of him, this big, and he looked up at Bert and he goes, Bert.
So
his father almost
yeah.
dropped the camera. Everybody had a tear in their eye. And it was like, this is why we do this.
Yeah, that's that
we
connection.
really make a difference in
Absolutely.
these children's lives. So, and it's an opportunity for a volunteer's life to be improved, a person who has never been near a horse to really get to know and understand horses in general. And to
So
really
you want
make a change.
volunteers?
Oh, we
Yep.
need volunteers.
They need volunteers.
Volunteers.
all
and,
levels.
And all levels, from probably office right on up. They
Oh my God!
do anything.
Poop pickers, paper jockeys, you name it.
She'll find a job for you, believe me. It may be a challenge, but you will find a job. But just think of what the final result of what you're contributing to is just incredible. And I want to thank you both for being here. You're doing something really wonderful to get kids to relate, first of all, to relate to a large animal, and then to bring something out of them that maybe they didn't even know they had.
Well, you know, some people say it's the horses that help the children, and then the equine lovers say it's the people that help the horses. But we believe at STEP that both those are true, and we all need you.
Absolutely. So find out how you can help.